Hello 111 students, here's the extension of that even more practice question. If you want to figure out how we got this equation, make sure to check out the previous video in which we go through that exact process. But let's actually use this and get to work. So part 1, how many grams of potassium phosphate are needed to fully react with 7.622 grams of calcium chloride? Well, this 7.622 grams of calcium chloride is going to be our starting point. So let's go ahead and set up our tracks for this unit conversion. 7.622 grams CaCl2. And now the first thing we do whenever we have grams in a stoichiometry problem is go moles. 110.98 grams of CaCl2 is 1 mole of CaCl2. Now that we're in moles of CaCl2, we can convert to moles of potassium phosphate, K3PO4. And we do that by pulling the mole-to-mole ratio from our balanced chemical equation. We can see here 3 moles of CaCl2 is 2 moles of K3PO4. Now all we need to do is use K3PO4's molar mass to convert it to grams. And that is 1 mole K3PO4 on the bottom and 212.27 grams of K3PO4 on top. Now remember, when we have something that's on top in a previous term, the same units have to go on the bottom in the next term so that they cancel out just like fractions. So those grams of calcium chloride are going to cancel. So are the moles of calcium chloride and the moles of potassium phosphate, leaving us in grams of potassium phosphate at the end. So divide by everything on the bottom, multiply by everything on the top, and you get 9.719 grams of K3PO4 are needed. So next, given these reactant masses, what is the theoretical yield of calcium phosphate? Now, since we calculated exactly how much potassium phosphate we needed, we could use either one of these to get our theoretical yield. I'm going to go ahead and start from that calcium chloride again, but for practice, you could try using the potassium phosphate. 7.622 grams CaCl2. We're going to convert it to moles again, 110.98 grams of CaCl2 to 1 mole CaCl2. Now if we go back up to our equation, we see that for every 3 moles of CaCl2, we're going to get 1 mole of calcium phosphate. So we're going to have to adjust our mole ratio. 3 moles CaCl2 to 1 mole Ca3PO4 2, and now we can convert that molar amount to grams. 1 mole Ca3PO4 2 is 310.17 grams of Ca3PO4 2, very heavy compound. If we crunch those numbers, we get 7.101 grams of Ca3PO4 2. That's our theoretical yield. Part 3. If we collect 7.003 grams of calcium phosphate, what is the percent yield? And are we happy with how this reaction went? So remember that percent yield is the actual divided by the theoretical times 100%. So our actual yield is right here, 7.003 grams. We're going to divide that by our theoretical, which we calculated here, 7.101 grams, times that by 100% to get us into percent, and that gets us 98.62%. Yes, we should be very happy with how this reaction went. 98.6% yield is extraordinarily high. I hope that you found this walkthrough useful. I will see you guys in class on Wednesday.